Now at 4:30, the final round of the Augusta National Women's Amateur is set to take place tomorrow. We'll have a preview coming up. Plus, the body of a missing Nevada woman has been found. How her family is reacting ahead. And Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is making the rounds at the nation's capital to garner support for her Supreme Court nomination. The latest as your news continues.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4:30.
Good afternoon. I'm Denise Jefferson. Thank you so much for joining us. The Augusta National Women's Amateur has made its way from Champions Retreat in Evans to the Augusta National. John Hart is live at the National this afternoon. Hey, John.
Hey, Denise. Right now all 72 players in the Augusta National Women's Amateur field are playing a practice round here at Augusta National. Cameras are not allowed on the course today, but we were able to catch up and watch them prepare for their rounds a little bit earlier this afternoon at the tournament practice facility right behind me. And we do expect to hear from them, a few of them at least, after their rounds this evening. In the meantime, let me take you back to this morning, the continuation of round 2 at Champions Retreat Golf Club in Evans. Suspended by darkness last night, they resumed as soon as the sun came up, and overnight co-leader Beatrice Wallen of Sweden, a senior at Florida State, only had one hole left to play this morning. She parred it to finish with 71 and a share of the lead at even par. Moments later, Latana Stone, a junior at LSU, parred her finishing hole for 72 to join Wallen at even par. They lead by 1 over a group of 3 entering Saturday's final round here at Augusta National.
That it's a tough course.
Sure.
A lot can happen. I'm just gonna, like I said, take shot by shot and just enjoy it because it's gonna be my last time playing it and playing this event. So I'm just gonna go out there with a big smile and see whatever happens.
I was really excited. I had only 3 holes left, and I was kind of nervous, but I was just really excited to have only 3 holes and not like hole 9. But I'm like really pumped to play Augusta, and I've never played it before, so it's gonna be a real treat.
And while there was not much movement on the leaderboard today, there was some drama. How about this putt from Rachel Heck at the last? The 3rd-ranked amateur in the world. I don't know if we have the video of Rachel Heck today at Champions Retreat Golf Club, but she was able to hit a par putt at her finishing hole, which moved her from the cut line into the field for Saturday. There you see the celebration at the end of that putt, and that kept her out of the playoff for the final spot. 4 players did advance to that playoff for that one final spot to get into the top 30 on Saturday, and the winner was Paula Schulz-Hansen of Germany, outlasting them all with par on the 4th playoff hole. She is in the field. She will play a competitive round in the top 30 on Saturday. Some Masters-related news to tell you about this afternoon. Defending champion Hideki Matsuyama has withdrawn from the PGA Tour's event in Texas with a neck injury. It remains to be seen how that will affect next week. And 6-time champion Jack Nicklaus says he will no longer play the par 3 contest. He will remain as a ceremonial starter. Live at Augusta National Golf Club, John Hart, WJBF News Channel 6.
Wish I was outside.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gorgeous. And compared to what we were seeing yesterday, especially yesterday, I would much rather be outside as well. Wish we could be out there, but you know what? It's still nice in here.
It's okay in here too.
It's temperature controlled in here
It
too,
is.
which is kind of nice. I think that's pretty great. We've got great skies out here on our Jiffy Lube sky cam. We had a little bit of those clouds earlier today, but they have pretty much left, and we should be clear for the rest of the evening and into the overnight hours. Current temperature 75 degrees. Very nice, not too hot, not too cool. Actually, fairly close to average, if not even hitting it right on the mark, and it looks like that's going to be the case tomorrow, as it was also yesterday. Very consistent with our temperatures here, and we're going to continue to see these clear skies like I mentioned throughout the rest of the evening. Very mild winds as well. We're going to still be around those pretty close to 10s, around 7-8 miles per hour by 7 p.m. but we're going to get back to calm as we head past 10. And of course the weekend's looking absolutely fantastic. Another 75 expected for tomorrow, getting a bit warmer as we head into Sunday and then Monday, but then Tuesday comes through with some strong storms, likely once again, and I'll be able to get into those coming up in the full forecast. Back to you, Jernisa.
All right, thanks, Ryan. A 12-year-old boy is dead after being shot while eating in a parked car in Brooklyn with 2 family members. The boy was shot multiple times and pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators don't have a motive for the shooting and don't know if the vehicle was targeted.
We're going to catch this shooter, but as long as we have guns and a revolving door system, we're going to continue to come to crime scenes like this. It's time for it to stop.
A 20-year-old woman in the driver's seat was taken to the hospital and was expected to recover following surgery. An 8-year-old girl in the back seat was not hurt. Authorities have discovered the remains of an 18-year-old Nevada woman who was kidnapped over 2 weeks ago from a Walmart near Reno. Investigators acting on a tip about the disappearance of Naomi Irian found a gravesite in a remote part of northern Nevada Tuesday. An autopsy Wednesday confirmed the body was Irian's.
Please don't beat around the bush, just tell us. And they just told us, and it was Terry. It was the worst. It was the worst thing in my life.
Wednesday, 41-year-old Troy Driver, who has a violent criminal record, was charged with first-degree kidnapping. His bail remains at $750,000. Driver has yet to enter a plea to the kidnapping charge. Authorities did not immediately say whether Driver will be charged in Irian's death. Closing arguments are underway in the Governor Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping plot trial. Daniel Harris was the only defendant to speak to jurors on the 14th day of the trial. Harris, a former Marine, says he wanted to maintain his infantry skills when he joined a militia, the Wolverine Watchmen, not kidnap Whitmer or blow up a nearby bridge.
15 days, we've had testimony from FBI undercover agents, an informant, and also testimony from 2 people who have already pleaded guilty to this plot and agreed to testify for the government. So we've had days of very damaging evidence against these men.
Harris, Adam Fox, Barry Croft Jr., and Brandon Caserta are accused of planning to kidnap Whitmer from her vacation home in 2020 in response to her tough COVID restrictions, and they're discussed with government. Supreme Court nominee Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson spent the week meeting with senators on Capitol Hill. Washington correspondent Alexandria Limon reports.
Republican Senator Susan Collins announced this week she will vote in favor of confirming Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the U.S. Supreme Court.
I decided that she had the qualifications, the experience, and the credentials that we require of a Supreme Court justice.
Meanwhile, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who last year voted in favor of confirming Judge Jackson to the U.S. Court of Appeals, says he will vote against her confirmation to the Supreme Court.
My decision is based upon her record of judicial activism, flawed sentencing methodology regarding child pornography cases.
Republicans alone can't stop what would be the historic confirmation of the first black woman to the Supreme Court. Judge Jackson only needs a simple majority to be confirmed by the full Senate. While not all senators have announced how they will vote, all of the Democrats who have said express support.
I look forward to supporting her on the floor. She's going to make an outstanding justice and certainly has the right judicial temperament.
Still, all eyes are on other moderate Republicans to see how much bipartisan support Judge Jackson will get.
I'm looking at her record and judicial philosophy, and we'll make a decision, and we'll announce that when I have it, but probably not until the day of the vote.
Monday, the Senate Judiciary Committee is scheduled to vote on advancing Judge Jackson's nomination. If that vote ends in a tie, Vice President Kamala Harris could cast the tie-breaking vote. Coming up, we're taking our daily trip to Hollywood, where there's a new star on the Walk of Fame. The details as News Channel 6 at 4:30 continues.